Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to see you here. Hello, people watching us online. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you, Student Union, for organizing beautiful Happy Thanksgiving event today. So we had a turkey brought and cooked by the director of the school, and we also had a pie contest. So we are all pretty full now, and we hope that we will last through all of this event. So it is my pleasure to open this event and to give the floor to the director of the school, Jānis Grevičs.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Welcome to RBS. Welcome to Riga Business School. It's my pleasure to greet you here at the Bachelor Program Open House. Again, once more, since we are very much American school, and happy Thanksgiving, which is kind of really one of the main celebrations United States had, and it's really a major festivity in the United States. I remember it very proudly from the times when I was studying there. A little bit about the school. What are we looking forward? Definitely as a philosophy, we are a management school. We focus on how to do things, how to organize things better, plan better, execute better, lead better. And I think it's a very challenging area, at the same time very rewarding area. Because when you have successes, we just talked a little bit about startups who get their first investors. It's very nice. And you never know how many more investors will come after the first, second, and third. But what unites successful startups are the things that they are based on good ideas and really passionate execution, and also a lot of know-how which goes into it, also from management side. And that's what we try to train you. And I think that is what we try to do in our best. Train you to be future leaders in our society, in business areas, so that you bring prosperity to a lot of people around you. And how to do it, that's why we are here, why our faculty are here, why our staff is here, our program director, Claudio, who is passionate about it. And I believe it's good for Latvia, good for your families, good for your companies. So if you find this evening encouraging and interesting, please join RBS family. Aside from the turkey and pie contest, we have a lot of other interesting stuff going on. But if you go somewhere else, just make sure that you study hard, and get a lot of knowledge, whichever area you want to go into, because if you start your own business, you will always can come back here and ask for some help from the colleagues who sit next to each other. Okay, with that, I will not take too much time, because I know there are some better speakers than I am. I'm good in Turkey, but about speaking, I can improve. Okay, good luck. Have a nice evening, have a productive evening, ask a lot of questions, and have good luck in your graduating from your high school. Okay, good luck. Okay, to whom now? Claudio? Oh, yourself. Okay, here you go.
Good evening, everybody. Also to the people that are on the other side of the space. There may be people everywhere right now, because this is now we are broadcasting everywhere, and we have many candidates from different countries. At this moment, I'm not sure how many countries are represented in the program, but it could be around 25, including students and faculty members. So we are very proud of it, as you might imagine. The school started 26 years ago, but the BBA program started 6 years ago. So we have at this moment the BBA 6, and we have 3 groups that already graduated. We have 120 more or less graduates from the BBA program. The school as a whole has 1,600 graduates. And I'm very happy to see that all our graduates are doing very, very, very well in the job market. Few of them wanted to continue their studies, and they went to very good universities abroad. So, and that is a very good sign that our studies and our reputation is high enough to be admitted, that they are admitted after in good master's programs as well. Okay. Now, this is not going to be a very inspirational speech. I am not aiming to that. The objective now is to do it a little bit more informative. You will learn when you will come here. There are different type of presentations. Some of them are TED Talk type of presentations that you prepare during 6 months, and then you deliver in 15 minutes to inspire people, right? But this one is not a TED Talk. This is more just to inform you about the program. What do we offer to you? And please feel free to raise your hand and make a question at any point of time. Okay? So business and education is very much about interaction. It's about getting to know each other. It's being active, especially Riga Business School. Okay? I move forward. I have one piece of paper here that has 2 bullet points. These are the 2 main things I want to tell you, and this is why I put it here. I don't want to forget. You will see a lot of content in the slides, but I want to tell you 2 ideas during the whole presentation. So that's a strategy in presentations, right? So when we are looking at you, we are thinking of what we want you to be when you graduate. Okay? So we are looking at who is Edgar, Roland, Singa, Liga, whoever comes to the school, how we want these people to finish the school in 3 years, 4 years from now. Most of our students finish in 3 years, few in 4. It depends on their programs, on what do they do. But we are looking that everyone has a good level of these skills when they finish here. You will have now, in a few minutes, one of our professors in accounting, the chief professor in accounting here in the school, will deliver us a short presentation. But let me be very clear. We are not interested in you knowing accounting, though you will know accounting. But what we want, and we will make sure you know accounting. But what we are actually interested is that you know how to use accounting for making a business prosper. Okay? So that is much more important. And that is a lot of work that we do. So we are not so interested on you knowing a lot of things. We are interested on you knowing a lot of things and knowing how to use that. And believe me, there is a big difference between one and the other. So I just was today in Ernst & Young. Do you know what is Ernst & Young? It's one of the biggest, largest accounting firms in the world. And they have several of our graduates working for them. A lot of them, actually. And they told me, Claudio, we are very happy with your graduates. But when we look at graduates so far, the people that come from different universities, what we are missing is the following. They know theory, but they don't know what to do with it at all. So they know the real life experience, right? Now, this is what companies are going to be looking at you. And you have to be very clear when you choose your studies. Here or wherever you go to study, it doesn't matter. So that you have to be sure that that university is going to guarantee to you that by the end of the 3, 4, 5, 20 years you spend there, you will have a good level of those skills. Make sure of that. So you need to talk to those universities, and you have to show them this skill and say how you are going to help me be better in these skills, because these are the skills that you are going to use whenever you finish your program. Okay, so be sure. So most of the jobs where you are going to work do not exist today. So it's not so important that we teach you the past. is that we prepare you for the future, and that is what is important. Honesty is very important. A lot of intelligence, high level of theoretical and practical intelligence is important. It's important that you are a global citizen. This is why more than 50% of our faculty is not Latvian. It's not that we don't like Latvians. We love Latvians, of course. But it's all about expose you to different cultures. And that is very important, okay? We look at you to help you on all. This is why we had the turkey today, yeah? So, I mean, we have in the school, we blend serious study. We are very serious. We are very, very serious on studies. But we try to blend that with a great social life, family type of life, because both are important for your mental health and spiritual health. What is RBS? In RBS, we try to help you in two things. Okay? One, that you learn how to think. The second one is that you have a good network. What means is that you have people, when you leave the school and even before, that you have people that can help you out on going on your career. And what is RBS? Here there are few companies mentioned, but our people lead these companies and many more. This is RBS. Riga Business School is a platform that is actually small, but is very powerful. And these are the people who can open to you the doors to your shops. Okay. What do we offer? We offer 3 types of programs. I mean, it's one program, but there are 3 directions, we can say. The first one, you can do the 3 years in Riga Business School, and then at the end, you get a Riga Business School Bachelor of Business Administration degree, okay, fully accredited, internationally accredited. This is an internationally accredited degree. It's nationally accredited and internationally accredited. It has 2 accreditations. The second one, you can do the 2 years in Riga Business School and 1 year in BI, Oslo, and then you have a dual degree. It means you get 2 diplomas, 2 pieces of paper, 2 graduation ceremonies. Just to be more clear, because some people don't believe that and say, but what does it mean? That it means that someone is going to tell you learned in a school that has a dual degree program. No, it means you will be in 2 ceremonies, 2 diplomas, 2 degrees, 2 leading schools supporting your education. And the third option, is 3 years in Riga Business School and 1 year in Buffalo. Again, the same. 2 papers, 2 ceremonies, 2 educational systems. Okay. Why is 1 more year? Because this is American education, but include many courses that European education does not include. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Everyone or just for the best ones from everyone?
Good question. So is this opportunity for everyone or for the best one? So you need average grade to graduate in Riga Business School. By the end of the 3 years, you need 7 to graduate with the Riga Business School diploma. Now, to go to BI and to go to UB, you need it in the 2nd year. So by the end of the 2nd year, you need to have an average grade of 7 in order to be able to go to this to the other schools. Okay, so but it's open to everybody, of course. Yeah. More questions? No? I go on. So what do we prepare to you? Network, capacity to think. We call it critical thinking. Okay, so your life as in business or in economics or in government, you will be able to work in a lot of places. But it will be basically one thing: create problems and solve problems. So your life will be all about problems. Okay, and then what companies need is your capacity to understand problems. And this is why we work a lot on your analytical skills. Oh God, you are going to work with a lot of data. So we put your data. You have to program your data. So you will learn programming here as well, a little bit. You will learn how to work with Excel till that. You will learn a lot of case-based study. So a lot, you need to do consulting in businesses from day number one. Okay. So it's a lot of real life experience and theory all together. Okay. But all the time we will tell you, you will be successful, but there is a reason to be successful. So all the time we will work with you on understanding why you need to study. And I tell you, this is a big difference in RBS compared with other schools. We will know your name, your first name, we will talk to you. We get very intimate in a way. So we are very family-like, and we want that to be. Because life is not only business, okay? So we want you to really be happy. Meanwhile, you are good in business. And business is tough, and this is why it's good to be friends and to become friends, okay? These are all skills. I don't want to bore you right now, so with too many things. But we have a wide variety of subjects. You have a lot of things to choose from. So there are more or less 70% of the program is what we tell you and we don't ask you, so this is what it is, okay? Now the other 30% is pretty much you have a wide range of options, you know. You can, and you will have several courses, and in many courses you can do it on your own way under very strict supervision of the faculty. The reason is most of our students, especially starting the second year, they engage with different companies, they engage in different industry, they start to like that, and they want to do the projects with those industries, they want to do the project with those companies, they want to take some subjects, they don't want to take another subject. So the opportunities are really very, very broad. And this is why it's a very broad degree, it's Bachelor of Business Administration, and most of our people focus on these three areas: marketing or finance or entrepreneurship or general management. General management, okay? Now, by the end of each semester you spend in the school, we make sure you improve in these skills. And we follow you on those, okay? We talk with the faculty, you have individual meeting with me, you have meeting all the time with Elsa, that is the coordinator of the BBA program. So we follow you, that you go growing, okay? Now, I tell you one thing. Yesterday, we have something called Certus, that is a think tank. It's an organization that makes research for the government and businesses. It's led by Mr. Dombrowski. He was the Minister of Economics a couple of years ago and Education. And he came, Claudia, I need 2 guys to work for me now in projects. I said, I don't know if I have them. The reason is, even for the former Minister of Economics, everyone would like to work for, I mean, and it's a paid internship, you work whenever you want, it's in the same building of the school, but why the students are not applying maybe? Because there are a lot of companies looking for them. There are too many options, okay? So there are many options, okay? Now, first year, second year, third year, you have all these core courses. These are core courses. What means core courses? What do you think it means? Main courses and something else? Good. Something more? What the lock might mean? That you cannot choose. Yeah. Either it doesn't matter if you like mathematics or not, you're going to learn mathematics. Okay. It doesn't matter if you like accounting or not. I love accounting, by the way. So you will have to study accounting. Okay. Core courses mean these are courses you cannot choose. Now, why we have core courses is because we need to guarantee you have a minimum level of knowledge on certain areas. Besides that gives you a lot of flexibility. If you want to study in another university in the future for masters, so this is an internationally accredited program. So these core courses, everyone understands as a BBA program, you have these courses. Any question? what do you think is the best course here? The one that most, I mean, the student like the most? The favorite? The firm. Yeah, I agree with that. Other course. Which is the course that you think people like the most? Accounting. Okay. You know, people love the faculty, I mean, the professor of mathematics. Yeah. And everyone, when come here, a little bit scared of mathematics. We have a doctor from Oxford teaching mathematics, very young man from Sweden. But he does it in a way, and one student told me today, I never understood mathematics till today with this professor. Yeah, he has a way of teaching. It's very special. And of course, you have the best professor in organizational behavior, right? Yeah. Okay. This is my course. So then you have the elective courses. Here, and I don't think all the courses are mentioned. These are courses you go picking, okay? Starting the second year. In the first year, you have few options because you are too busy with the core courses. Most of the core courses go in the first year. But then the elective are you go choosing starting in the second year, okay? I had to go a little bit quicker depending on the courses you choose. Besides the diploma, you are going to get a certificate. It's not a specialization, but it's a track that you have gone through, a marketing track or a financial track, entrepreneurship track. Okay. If you go to Buffalo, to the United States, so then you will have to take all these courses here. After we can talk in detail if you have questions about it. And these are the sectors where our students do internships. So you have to do in summer internship, okay? Many of them go abroad for internships, but most of them stay here. And they work in all sectors, actually, all sectors. Most of the internships are paid, most of them, but not all of them, okay? I haven't seen any student having problem finding an internship, okay? So it's a question more whether they pay or they don't pay. Any student sometimes wants some pocket money, of course. Yeah. So this is a little bit the global RBS. I mean, these are some of the international people we have in the school between professor and students, and other are not mentioned. But this is where we are going. We don't take Erasmus students. We don't. And that's a decision because Erasmus students, most of the time, especially in business, unfortunately, they don't contribute to the studies, right? So all these people that are here are people that actually are here in part of the community and become part of the community, okay? That's real international education. So these are a little bit the numbers. So we lose very few students. That says a lot. So I mean, in Latvian universities, you know what means dropout rate? Is how many students leave because they don't like it or because they cannot study there. I don't know. So the average in Latvian universities, so I mean, I have not mentioned only one, is 50%. So mean you get into the school day number one, the university, and in January you have 50% of your classmates left. And it becomes even worse. Now, here we have, I think now it's a little bit higher, I think we have now 5% in the whole program. So that means a lot. That means that people have made the right choice. That means that the people are well selected. That means that the program is very good. That means many things. Okay. Now, we have very high faculty or low faculty ratio. Means the faculty we have proportionally is much lower than other universities. And so what means that you can have a very individual attention. No problem with internships. No problem with having international projects. So, and except mathematics, all our faculty has long, business experience as well. This is our life. The student union are going to talk about that. Very quickly, if you have an idea of a startup, we have a lot of opportunity to offer to you to actually make it happen. Okay. We call it our innovation pool, and it starts from we have a factory, a design factory where you can do your prototypes. We have a festival where we cooperate if you want just to meet people. A lot of cooperation with the biggest partners in terms of a startup community. Okay. Any question to me? I will stay anyway, but any question? You remember two things that we try to offer to you. Network, meaning not Wi-Fi. You will have Wi-Fi, but I am not talking about Wi-Fi network. I'm talking about contacts, okay, connections, what we call social capital, okay. And the second one is critical thinking, capacity to think. You will see, I mean, in the first year student, this is why they mentioned the firm. You have to write essays. And in the essay, you have to write an idea that is clear, not to you, but to the professor. And you know how hard it is. Because unfortunately, in your school, you are not trained for that. You are trained for doing certain mechanical things, but not to write with an idea and to talk. If you don't know how to write, you cannot speak neither. Okay. So we work a lot with that, you know. So and that's something we will do. I will take two questions. Come on. Any question? Whatever. There is no silly question at all. Yeah, go on. Good. Good. So did you hear the question? I hope I understood correctly. Is what is supposed to be your grades now in your current school to be admitted here? Yeah. Elsa is going to talk about admission, but I tell you, we look at school by school. It's not the same an average grade in first gymnasium that in Hansa Videoskola than in French gymnasium. We know that. Okay, we know that. We know how the teachers grade. So we look at that, and it's not the same someone that comes from Ukraine, from Georgia. We know those grades. We know how they compare, right? So, and so we look at case by case. So this is why I'm not going to tell you a number. So it's not that, okay, we take 7. I don't understand why some universities do that. That you need mathematics 7 to be admitted. It doesn't make sense. Because for one school, 7 is going to be a very good mark. For other school, it's not going to be a good mark. Okay. So what we look is that you are constant. So it means that in all your grades, you are more or less average or higher than average. So now it's bad if you have 10 in economics and 4 in all the other subjects. That means that you only study whatever you like. What means is that if you don't like one of the subjects, you are not going to study. So we look at this type of things. So we analyze your transcript. And so this is why we don't take just one number. It has to be a good mark. It has to be a good grade. Yeah. And of course we look at your 11 grades and your 12 form grades. Okay. Did I answer the question? Yeah. More questions.
To join.
Good. So you mean central exams, yeah? So we only look at mathematics and economics, okay? And English, sorry, mathematics and English. Now, Latvian language is important for us to see. And the reason is that we have a department that takes care of your language, and you will take care of how you progress on your language, and it's a little bit independent from the bachelor program, and they will be helping you out. And they told me that your level of English would be as high as your level of native of your native language. It cannot be higher. So it means if you have a very poor level of Russian or Latvian or whatever is your first language, that means your level of English is going to be poor also. It doesn't matter how much time and effort you are going to put in that. So we look at your first language grade. In your transcript, we look at it. Okay? And in the central exam also. Yeah. So these are but I mean what we require are English and mathematics. Yeah? Good. Any? Oh, last question, and then I go to Elsa because he will kill me otherwise. Yeah. Yeah. Russian. Yeah. Yeah. You will have in the application process. We have people coming from with different languages as first tongue, right? So in the application process, you mark which is your first language, and that's what we look at. Yeah. So I just put Latvian because I guess for several of you is Latvian, right? The first language. It doesn't matter really. What is important, which is your first language level. Okay. Good. Yeah. Go on. Well, Elsa will tell you about it. Can we keep a little bit? There is something called the Silicon Valley Challenge that will replace the interview this year. Okay? Okay, and now, Elsa, what do I do? Then we have an illustrious, a fantastic professor, the Marina Leclerc, that I think all the students love you, actually. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, great. Hi, everybody. So I'm very happy to see so many of you, and I'm very happy that some of you start asking questions, because I think this program is should be very much interactive in general. So I think very often in the kind of traditional education system, so this type of interaction with professors is not part of the education process. But I think for the American style university that Riga Business School is trying to be, I think this interaction is very important, and I think it's very important to develop it during your 3 years, wherever you're going to go through, because the business world is like this. So my name is Marina Leclerc. So what I'm teaching here is the accounting courses, as you already heard, and also the financial decision-making course, which is the third year course here. So Claudio asked me to do this presentation on how to make a successful career and essentially talk a little bit about myself. But before I do this, so I just want to talk a little bit about what the successful career is really today, and what you probably should be thinking, and what will influence it in the future, and why the decision that you are making here now in the next 6 months is very important. And I think it's great that in the month of November, so many of you have come to this presentation. So, and I don't know how many people are listening to it over whatever this other vehicle of communication. I think there is successful career has two components. One is success and one is a career. So it's not always the same, and they do not always go together. So because there is something that you can call what is successful career, is it the same as the successful life? And we know very often that it is not. So some people can be very successful in their professional career, but not very happy in their personal life, and therefore you cannot really call it as a successful life. Today there is this very much of this mingling. You know, people work so much. The boundaries between work and the personal life, they're not very clear anymore. Those of you who want to become entrepreneurs, you should just understand that you will not have your private life. Yeah, so you will be working, and if you really enjoy it, so then that your life will become the successful career. So, but those boundaries are kind of going to be very, very kind of murky. So, and when you think about the success, so we think about as a successful life, I guess. So there are four parts of it. So one is the personal achievement. So wherever you define it, it can be associated with work and where you're going to work, but it might be something different. Many people in my generation, they work in the NGO, in non-profit organization. They're not paid so much, but they're very, very happy, and it's very, I think, it's personal achievement is very big. So are you happy? So in your personal life, so this is very important as well and shouldn't be disregarded. And I think that this business school kind of look at it as a more in a complex way. So is your work has been significant? So those of you who want to be entrepreneurs, so I assume it's not only because you want to make a lot of money, but you want to achieve something significant in your life. So and legacy. So legacy is very important for those who really made it. You know, the Bill Gates of the world. So they kind of retire from the business and they just want their name to be thought about as a not just a person who made billions, but the person who has achieved something in his life other than making billions and building Microsoft, and therefore he's investing in all the AIDS research projects and making those foundations, etc., etc. So with the time when you achieve it, so the legacy with age, so becomes very important. And therefore, so these are the four parts that we probably should be thinking when we think about the successful career as well. So why is this so important today? Yeah. So for us to think what it is that you are making this decision. So first of all, the role of education and diploma, and I will talk about my personal experience in a minute, is very, very important because essentially it opens up opportunities for you. Yeah. So this is the first thing. So with the people, if a certain degree is known and it is accepted, it is much easier for you to get certain jobs and to get the interviews and to have the internship, to go abroad. So that's why this opportunity to go to the Norwegian Business School, whether you decide to do it or not, or to the US, it's up to you. But the opportunity to do that, it's very important because maybe you will want to go abroad after that. So the role of first jobs experience is very important as well because I always tell it to the students who are already in the school and who are finishing and those who are graduated, is that when you finish the university today, you should never think that your education is over because the first and the second probably job that you will get after you finish the school is the one when you will continue learning. And when we look at the people like me with a certain number of years of experience, so one thing that we ask is, where did you go to school? Okay, and the second thing you ask, what kind of job you had? Yeah, so and then people can situate you, so okay, so if you went to one of the big four audit firms, you kind of know what kind of skills people will have. So if you go to a certain type of university, you also kind of think, especially if it's known one or it is in the small market like Latvia, so you know what kind of skill set that they want to expect. Therefore, the decision that you're making now is very, very important. So with this, I'll just talk a little bit about myself. Okay, I am actually originally from Russia, so I grew up in Russia and moved from Russia in 1991. So this is one part that I mentioned in the previous slide. So it is a little bit by chance. So I became an exchange program student in the United States. When I was still studying in the university, I would probably compare with this fourth-year opportunity in Buffalo. So I was probably the same age when it happened. So and so there were 20 of the students, the same as me, but from different cities and from different backgrounds. So we had the people from doing mathematics, we have people doing different kinds of jobs, different kinds of majors, and we stayed there for 1 year without awarding the degree. So we never received the degree, but it was an experience for us to learn how the American system and how the American college system works. And at the end of that year, so I had the opportunity, again, a very big chance, and this is the one thing that you should probably do is that when the chance comes to it, you have to be ready and grab it. And I got an opportunity to be a summer analyst in one of the best banks in the world, I guess, the investment bank, so which name is the Goldman Sachs, so I will talk a little bit about it in a minute. And I stayed there for a couple of years, and this is like a part, this has started with my kind of American style business life career that lasted for over 10 years. So I stayed there. So I went to study at to do the INSEAD MBA at INSEAD, which is considered to be one of the best schools in MBA schools in Europe. So they do not have the undergraduate program. They do only the MBAs and the executive education. So, and after that, so I was working at the Honeywell, again, the American company, so both in Prague and Belgium, so doing strategy and business development and mergers and acquisitions. So I was more or less a merger and acquisition specialist, so whenever there was needed to be an advice given on the acquisition, so I was part of the team that was doing that. So, and then in the 2001, so in this probably, I'm not sure how much the girls think about it, so these days, so, but I got married in the year 2000, so, and from the year 2001, so I kind of switched completely, my life changed. So and that's why this slide called the major life shifts, because for me, this was a shift, so I basically followed my husband and had 2 children in Turkey, completely new place for me, and after that came back, and because I had all this background and education and the experience, so I was able to restart my career, and I'm teaching more or less the full time at this moment. So what I wanted to tell you is just a little bit about the Goldman Sachs, so what it is. So here at the business school, it's very interesting. So we have so many people from different parts who worked in different parts of the world that we're not really focused exclusively on Latvia and on the Baltics market, and therefore you kind of get to know all the big companies that exist around the world and different kind of industries that exist, and those become familiar names for you, even though Goldman Sachs does not exist in Latvia or even close. Latvia really is too small for the country like Latvia, or for the Baltics in general. So they're dealing with billion-dollar transactions in general. So not many will fit this criteria here. So, but I worked. So it has a kind of. This is a little bit of information of what the company is doing. So, and I was working in the investment banking division that basically provides the advices for the big companies. And I was working and there is 4 different, and I was working as a financial analyst in this group. So the nice part, so this was my first job experience, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, how important the first job experience is. I was basically coming from the not very well-known Moscow Finance Academy, so this is where my diploma came, and from the very small Hope College in the United States. But because I worked after that, and it was really tough work, so we were working like 100 hours per week. So, and it was difficult to get this type of job. So after I worked for a couple of years at Goldman Sachs, I was able to apply to the best universities in the world for my MBA program. Yeah, so I got recommendations for Harvard and Stanford's and INSEADs of the world. So therefore, it is very, very important. And even to this day, even though this job experience was 20 years ago, so when you say that I did Goldman Sachs, it tells something to people. Yeah. So therefore, be very, very important of a kind of a career path that you take. And I'm probably one of those that say that entrepreneurship is, I don't really believe in the entrepreneurs at 20 years old, okay? So, but I'm probably the old kind of group of people. I really think that it is better that you go for the established firms to learn and to understand how the world works. And then if you want to do the entrepreneurship business, then a lot of things will be open to you. But this is my opinion. I think I'm a little bit out of dated on this, yeah? But that's just to give you the idea that after being in this company, okay, so I basically had, I think it is the best place to start one's career. At that time in the financial sector, the worldwide, I got the fantastic overview of the business world in general, okay? So I worked like a horse, yeah, so really tough time schedule, but you really learn on the job probably 10 times more that you could ever learn in school, yeah? So therefore, don't go for an easy job whenever you finish whatever your career, whatever your education will be here. So after that, so I was accepted at INSEAD, so which is an MBA school. It is ranked in 2016 the best global MBA in the world. Today they have 3 campuses. France, Singapore, and Abu Dhabi. So, and today you can study basically in both of them. So, but when I studied there, so it was essentially the only campus there was in France. And when I applied there, you know, it's a very expensive school. I actually didn't know on earth how I'm going to finance it. So I had some savings coming from the banking, but it is, you know, today it's even more expensive, but at that time I needed like 50,000, 60,000 to study. So it's nothing compared to what you have to pay here. So, but there are financing programs. So, and if you're good, so this is another thing. So if you're good and if you're ready to study and if you know what you are looking for, the finances, I think, will come somehow. So I think it is better to be confident in what it is that you want to do, and things like money, they will follow through somehow. I personally believe in this very much. Okay. So I really loved my experience at INSEAD, and this is the reason why I actually went there as opposed to the American-based schools, is because of its international nature, yeah, and because it was also one year school, and it was really great. So there were successful entrepreneurs, the consultants, the people from the finance world, the private banking, and the people from the private businesses. You know, like we had like a guy from the Swiss chocolate, family, so who was studying together with us. So it was really interesting. So after I graduated, so I wanted to change the career in a way, so because I was in finance before, and this is another thing. So if you want to change your career, probably going to the business school is one of the way that you can do that. And I worked it is an industrial company, so, and I worked both in Prague for 2 years, and then I worked as and then I worked in Belgium. Okay, so just go a little bit fast. So I was doing kind of business development work in Prague, so traveling to Uzbekistan and Romania, setting up affiliates there, negotiating with the joint ventures, and then I went back to Belgium, where there was merger and acquisition activity again, and I was heading the strategy and business development group. So I will probably skip a little bit here. So hello, everybody. So I just want to let you know that you have to not to be too shy about what it is that you want. Okay, you will need to build really your skill base. And to not kind of forgetting what it is that you really want to do. I think you have to dream, yeah. So, and you have to really go for what it is that you would like to achieve, and eventually, not maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but you're all young, so eventually, whatever that you dream will come true if you apply hard work. And this is one of the things that I'm very kind of hoping that you will all do if you decide to come. So, in my courses, so a kind of hard work is required. Okay, so but I think it is beneficial because the more you kind of study and learn how to work in groups, individually, and just to know how you learn yourself, the more you're going to get out of your education. So the other kind of thing that I also believe very much, so if you decide to come into this school or another school, so it doesn't matter, so try to make an impact. So or wherever you find yourself, sometimes you are on the kind of easy part of your life, someone not. So, but to be part of the community is very, very important. So, keep in mind the four pillars of success. Okay, so this is what you are looking on, and be open to opportunities. Okay, so because very often you work and you think that you want to do one thing, and then this beautiful opportunity comes your way. So for me, this was the banking opportunity, which I didn't know at that time that this was such a life-changing thing for me. So, but you have to be ready to change a little bit your life. So whenever the good opportunity will come. Okay, so that was a little bit about myself. So if you have any questions about accounting or about anything else, so I will just be very happy to answer. Yeah? Okay. Okay, I come from the perspective that accounting is very important. Just in case you doubt this, I think everybody understands. Like in the back, there are the students. Okay, and it's really people do work hard. But I also think that if you do get a good grasp of the numbers and accounting, then the issue is that in this school, the third-year students, unfortunately for me, I actually, more than half of them are working full-time, so and therefore, if you don't get all this knowledge in the first 2 years, then it's becoming kind of difficult. Therefore, I'm really insisting on having this first-year accounting course, okay? I hope I'll see many of you at the, in, I guess, next September. So, and good luck, okay? Thanks.
And now let's give the floor to the representatives of Student Union, Henrys and Zane.
Hello, everyone. I would like everyone to a little bit stand up and have a little exercise, just to not fall asleep. And Carlos, can you come and join us? Carlos have a great experience working in EYP as the chair, and he can talk something about that. And he knows great energizers and things that can really get your mind thinking.
Yeah, I think I don't need a microphone, so you look a little tired, so I know the exact exercise you need. So please, each row stand in one line, please.
One line, so can you make one line?
That would be awesome. Get together, closer.
It's all about community.
Exactly, so you turn left, left, yep. Your hands on the shoulders.
Oh, sweet.
Nice, sweet massage. And introduce yourself to the person in front of you. And don't be shy.
Yeah, who knows, maybe your future colleagues, and you will be all studying here.
Exactly.
It looks really friendly. I like that.
Me too. Be gentle, be gentle.
You can turn around and maybe do the opposite.
The other way around.
Yes. Great. Can I have it also? Oh yeah, I'm feeling good. It's great.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. You look more active now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Carlos. Okay, so I'm just elected as the vice president for the student union here in RBS. So I'm the first year student. I'm really fresh and don't know a lot of things. And I think it's good that I know that I don't know them. And I have a lot to learn. And the Azane is head of the external division, and she can tell something about the external division.
So at first I want to share with you my insights in studying at RBS. First of all, I want to say that our faculty members are really enthusiastic, and if you will study here, you won't be bored. And also the studying is very personal because the teachers will know your name, and I don't know if in other universities it can be even possible. Secondly, you will have like-minded people around you, and I think that it's really important. Thirdly, studying at RBS isn't easy. It's pretty challenging, but I think it's worth it. And we have to study by using real-life examples, case studies, and for example in marketing, we are working with real-life startups, and that's really interesting. And finally, we not only study, but we also party, and that's important.
Yeah, I can add about the instructors. Like, it's really different experience from the high school and the university, as you can really joke with the instructors. You can even hang out after school, and it's pretty normal to have a beer or two with your instructor. Just to keep in mind that it doesn't affect the studying process. Like you need to separate your appearance in the school and after school, outside the school. But even after our marketing exam, we went with our marketing instructor, took a beer down the street, just talked about life and things. And I think it's really great that doesn't happen in other universities, and it really gets to know each other better, and then after it you can study more harder because you know the person better and you can more understand him. And also about what we do in a student union, we organize events, a lot of events. Like today, as Claudia mentioned, we had a Thanksgiving event and a pipe contest. So the people were cooking pies, and there were 12 pies. It was a lot. It was really delicious, and these events make the community really brings it closer and gets to know each other. There's no difference between maybe there's in high school, like if you're 11th grade or 12th grade, but like here we try everyone make really equal, and not even about the students that are studying right now, but even with the graduates. Like we have this mentoring program that you can have a mentor that is a graduate from this school, and he can help you with anything you need. And we're trying to implement this program this year to even more students. Also, what we have experienced so far, like I've been studying here only 3 months, not that much. We have experienced car orienteering, Halloween party, bonding camp, and yeah, bonding camp. Zani can talk something about that.
So actually I wanted to talk about student union, how you have the chance to impact the life at RBS. And we have 4 divisions: culture division, external division, education division, and public relations. And I won't go in details about them because if you decide to study at RBS, you will get to know more. Of course, you have the chance to try and be the president or the vice president of RBS Student Union.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the slides, but as I mentioned, it's really about the community that we try to make. And who knows, maybe you're the future colleagues, you're the future student union colleagues of mine. And as I also mentioned, is the power of network, the possibility to know all of the graduates, BBAs and MBAs, and it's really great. For example, if you want to establish maybe a new business or just work in some startup, you can have really experienced people to help you. And yeah, of course, a good job. That's definitely one of the cases. Like, students don't really say, I don't know, like, they're in most of the cases get really qualified jobs and can complain about that. And about a little bit about the events, some pictures from the, as I mentioned, bonding camp, orienteering, or there was Olympic Games between SSC Riga and RBS. And also, yeah, we organize a lot of maybe non-traditional events. And right now we're planning to organize a poker event as our math teacher really loves playing poker, and he can teach you some tips and tricks. And yeah, it's really a fun way to study. And if you think whether it is hard or not hard to study, I think it depends on the person, but you do need to study. And sometimes when we were preparing for an accounting exam, for example, there was two choices: to go and study to the national library to the 2 a.m. with our classmates, then go for a few hours to sleep, then study more in the morning, then come to the exam and pass it really good, what we did, or just quit the university and go work to the McDonald's. There's also two choices. Okay, it was just a joke, but yeah, I suggest you to study hard if you choose to come here, but you can also have a great time after school. And these are some pictures from one of our main event, networking dinner, where you can get to know people not only from academic field, but also from the business field. And a lot of instructors in this university has this business background. A lot of them are investors or business owners, and that's really a great thing that they give not only the academic but also the practical experience from their lives and tell about their losses and failures, and you can learn also from them. And maybe you want something to mention, Zana, or is it?
I just wanted to say that if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, because now is the time to do that.
Anyway, we can talk after, just one-to-one, and you can ask anything you like about studying and something like that. Yes? Actually, I'm from Madonna State Gymnasium, like if you meant high school. Zane?
And I'm from Sontage Secondary School, so not everyone in here comes from gymnasium. And I think that's actually an important detail. Yes, Stefani?
What is your best memory about any of student union events?
I think today was a great example because in Thanksgiving, everyone was really really friendly, and you could really feel the community in RBS.
Like, I actually thought that this could happen and no one would ask questions. That's why I wrote the note, what to do when no one asks questions. So I wrote, ask yourself, what is your favorite subject class? So thank you for your question. Really good. My favorite subject, I should definitely say it would be OB, because Claudia is OB instructor. But actually, I love numbers. I love numbers as much, almost as much as women, but not that much. But that's why I would say my favorite subject is accounting. It's really interesting and I think useful. Thank you for your question again.
Someone had a question there.
Yeah.
Yes, what was your second choice after RBS?
Second choice? Okay, I had first choice in the Copenhagen Business School, where I didn't get in. But this was also good lesson, I think. I applied for a really high program that I didn't thought like about, maybe didn't evaluate myself as much as I needed. But I'm really glad that I'm here, and I'm happy about that happened.
If I remember correctly, you had mathematics the first
Yeah.
first year.
Yeah.
Do you find it harder to study in here, or do you find the 12th grade program harder than this in school?
Oh no, I think it's actually for now, like it's even only the third month, but we had some revision in the first month, so I think it was quite the same. Now we have some more about higher math, but it is not that hard if you go to all of the lectures, and if you do learn and study, not sleep in the classes, then it's okay. It's like about the same as the high school, I think. I just had really good grades in math, so I can't complain. Yeah. What? Yeah, so it will be the poker evening. Yeah, when you can just join and play the poker with your math teacher and friends.
Yeah, because the math professor has a doctor's degree from Cambridge, from Oxford, and his hobby is playing poker.
Yeah.
And some of the students wanted to learn how to play, so they had a poker evening here at school.
Yeah, of course, not on the money, because you would lose everything you have. We have a professor from Cambridge. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Zana and Henry. I will move on with the admission process. So I heard a few questions previously already were asked about the admission process, so let's clear them out now. Okay. Claudia already mentioned I didn't introduce myself. My name is Elza Prieda, and I'm the BBA Program Coordinator here at Riga Business School. I happen to be kind of elder sister for all of the students, for all BBA students here. And I'm also studying for an MBA here in this university. So, Silicon Valley Challenge, what does it have to do with RBS admission process? How do you think? Has anyone heard about it? I happen to remember your faces. We have met already. Hello. Okay, I will explain. Silicon Valley Challenge is a new thing we will start this year. It is a 1 day, approximately 3-hour admission process that will happen here at Riga Business School. How do you think, why Silicon Valley? What is special about the place? Where is the place located? Okay. What is special about it? You don't know? Okay. Big companies, right? For example? Okay. And Facebook and a lot more. That is true, yeah. That is why we will do Silicon Valley Challenge here. We will bring the biggest companies in Latvia, some of them, and most likely you will lead and run some big companies in the future yourselves. Okay, so what do you need to do in order to apply? You have to fill out an application form. It is a Word document you can find online or ask our colleagues and they will send it to you. In this application form, you have to fill out information about yourself, your citizenship, what else about a very, very important part in this application process is extracurricular activities. What does it mean? Exactly. Do you do something outside of school? Really good. Write everything that you do and what you have done in the recent years. And then you will have to explain a little bit more about one or two things that you think that has changed you and has most meaning for you. And why is that important? It is because most of you have good grades in the school. So this is the way how you can differentiate yourself from one another. You had a question or no? Not yet. Okay. Anyone has questions so far? Okay, so you will fill out this document. Write everything honestly, please. There's no reason for cheating and making yourself look better on the paper, because we will see throughout the application process and throughout the interview. So you will also submit your high school grades, Form 11 and first semester of Form 12, because it will happen already in April, so you won't have your diplomas already. Grade 11 was a surprise? Why? Not so good grades then? Okay, but it is better that you had worse grades then and you're growing, not the other way around. But anyway, you'll be able to explain yourself during the interview. That is why we'll have a short 5, 10, 15 minutes talk with each of you. So you'll be able to explain your application, and we will also ask some other questions to you to get to know you better. Then personal statement, what is that? In other words, what is that? That is motivation letter. Why do you want to study here? Why do you think you are good for the school, for our community? What is special about you? Why do you want to study business? Any questions about this part? Yes, it will have a topic. And 2 recommendation letters. You can get your recommendation letters from your teachers, from any other extracurricular activities you do outside of the school, from your coaches, from your employers. Maybe you have already done an internship. Yes? It can be in English, Latvian, or Russian. There's a special form in this application letter, which has to be filled out by your recommender. Anything else so far? This application form. The application form is filled in English, but the recommendation can be filled in Russian. Everything in this school happens in English. Studies, all subjects, consultations, and everything happens in English. And TOEFL or IELTS. Are you familiar with these tests? Yes, English language tests. Do you plan to do a central exam in English or TOEFL or IELTS? Is someone taking only IELTS or only? Nope. Okay, good. Then you will also have to take TOEFL or IELTS. You can take TOEFL here at Riga Business School. For our applicants, it is for free, and we administer the test here. Starting from next year, we will also administer IELTS test. Is there anyone here from grade 11 or 10? No? Only everyone is from Form 12 here, right? Okay, good. You're not? Okay, you're looking for the future. That is very good. Very good. How about your English? Is it good enough? You have 2 years ahead. Okay, really good that you came early and that you are thinking of the future, because you can still manage to collect all the things you need for the package. Yes? Yes. For us, it doesn't matter which one you take, but the difference between the tests is that some people say that one is easier, one is harder, and one is UK based and the other one is US based. For us, it doesn't matter which one. What we need for the TOEFL test results is minimum of, if you take the paper TOEFL test here at Riga Business School for free, then we need 550 out of 677. And for IELTS, we need 6.5. And last but not least, the new thing, the Silicon Valley Challenge. It is a part of the application process. So, a little bit more about it. During the Silicon Valley Challenge, we will look and assess these skills in you. Starting from the moment that you walk in the school, you will be evaluated by the staff members, faculty, and the challenge leaders, as well as students. So these are the skills that we are looking at. In the yearbooks in front of you, there's a leaflet about the program. And you can see the skills here. So you don't have to write them down, you will have them and you can take a look at them at home. Yes? We will see. You will have special tasks, so there will be, it will happen like that. You will come to the school on 28th of April. That is a Saturday. And we will test you for 2 to 3 hours approximately. So there will be around 12, 10 to 15 rooms under company names. And in each of the rooms there will be one company that will use one of their recruitment tests on you. So basically, a company that wants to hire a person for their company, an employee, they run these tests on them. They will test you on this. So basically, they will test, are you good enough to study here? And what about the job market as well? So you can come here also if you want to test or train yourself to the job market. Anything about this so far that is not clear? Yes? Well, you have to read them. Claudia wants to answer this question.
So these are tips for preparation. So we certainly ask about general knowledge. Mathematics here is important. Your language is important, but we want to know whether you have broader perspective, right? If you are not only a business-focused person, right? So that you are able to talk about arts, or you are able to talk about the history of your country, or the situation in Europe, a little bit. We understand you are 12th graders coming to school, so and then reading books. If you read books, here we are talking about books that are not connected with business or with something more practical, but you also read something about history, or you read romance, yeah. So you have a general culture, right? So, and then business are looking for it a lot. When you go to meetings, out of 1 hour and a half, you are going to talk business half an hour. The rest is going to be general. I mean, you need to be able to comment on a painting that you have on the wall. You need to be able to comment on the top news today. What happened in Zimbabwe, for example. These are the big global news today. So could you comment on that? Because that's part of the business life. Yeah. So, and that's what we recommend you is that during this time, take books and you read over Christmas, any book that you like that is not connected with something special of business. Yeah. You understand that, for example, we have a couple of guys that came from Germany. They finished the school in Germany. They have read 10 to 20 books in the 12th grade. 10 to 20 books. So you see, I mean, they don't just do mathematics. They have general knowledge. Yeah, and that's what we are. I am not asking you to read 10 to 20. I am asking you to have a little bit more of general knowledge. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, so clear this far, right? April 28th, 2 to 3 hours. Be ready for all kinds of questions. One of my favorites is, which kitchen tool would you be and why? What? Okay. I would be fridge because I'm cool like that. Okay. One of the most important parts, but not to scare you, but to show you the meaning of good education. So these are the amounts that you would have to pay yearly. As Claudio explained, so we have one program, but we have several options for it. You can study all 3 years here at Riga Business School, which is the first one. Then you can study 2 years here. Then you would pay tuition fee 2 years for us. And the third year to BI, Norwegian Business School. And you can also study the whole program here and go for the 4th year to get a double degree in US. All right. Scholarships. So we don't have budget places, but we have scholarship opportunities. So the first one I would like to mention is Excellence Scholarship, which means that you stand out the most out of the applicants, and you are top 5 person from the applicants, and we want to give you the scholarship. Then another option is Basketball Scholarship. Is there anyone here playing basketball? No. You met Carlos today, the one who made you massage everyone. He actually has the Basketball Scholarship. You get the scholarship for the full program. You playing basketball or no? Okay. Then there is Learn Business Bootcamp Scholarship, which we will explain you a little bit more about now. There's a winner sitting here in the classroom with all of you. The person who already won Learn Scholarship, it is a business bootcamp, which actually you could be interested in since you study in the 10th grade, and others have already missed it. So I will explain a little bit more about this to you. So it is a 1-week camp. Basically, it's a camp, but you don't sleep here in the school, but you spend 1 week here at Riga Business School, and it happens during the autumn break, so it was already a month ago. And you do classes with us, with our faculty, you do group projects, you do a project for SEB Bank. This year it was SEB Bank, so you basically solve a problem for a real company. And you do some individual work, and then the best one from all bootcamp members wins a scholarship for studies here at Riga Business School. And then there is, starting from this year, a new thing which is Student Union Scholarship. So if you contribute, you can get it only when you start the studies already, when you are studying here for a while. And if you contribute to Student Union and to RBS community, then the Student Union has 50% scholarships that they can give to the students. You have to also apply for it, and then they choose the winner. And in this part, I would like to invite the Learn participants, but is Raiva already here? No. Okay, you can start. Maybe you want to join or no? No? Just to explain about Learn Business Bootcamp. So we have. How was it? Yeah, so they will explain. So they went through the Learn Business Bootcamp, so they know how it could be studying here at Riga Business School, because they basically were living like our students. Yes, of course. All right, so you need a minute, right? Okay, Roberts, maybe you want to tell something or no? While he's putting up.
So, as Els already told you, it is basically a camp that is during the autumn break, which is basically you every morning at 9 a.m. you come here to RBS and you leave. Well, it depends on the day, but basically around 5 or 6, and yeah, you just actually get a lot of knowledge, way more knowledge than I thought I would get. And you obviously get these awesome people standing right here, and also other participants. You get to have new friends and all that cool stuff, of course, who unfortunately can't get into their account. Yeah. And
It doesn't matter the presentation. So basically, yeah, okay. So what did we do during the week? So basically, we got to meet a lot of new people. One of them being Roberts. There were 8 of us. There were intended to be, I think, 25, but only 9 applied. Nine were accepted, and 8 came. So that was the funny part. But basically what we did, we learned a bit about everything. We learned about what it is that they do at RBS. We learned a lot about how business works, how companies work. We visited a few companies, some of them being La Telecom, SEB, of course, and KPMG. And we got to understand how they work, what the people are, who are these people who lead them, what they do, and what they have to have, what qualities they have to have. It was a very interesting experience, and we got to learn a lot about mostly about team building, actually. We were separated into 2 teams. For the first 3 days, I think, or 2 days, we were all working together, and then we got separated into 2 different teams to solve the SAB problem, which was presented to us. Did we?
Yeah, we didn't already start working, but we got separated.
We were? Okay, maybe.
We got separated later.
Yeah, but we started working together later. Okay, that doesn't really matter. But it gave us a lot of insight on how teams work. It gave us a lot of insight on. This is another guy from the RBS Business Boot Camp, and we got to see how teams work and what are the most important things that a team is supposed to have. What are the roles of a team? What people have to do and what people should not do. So, the next topic I wanted to talk about was, if my phone wants to open. Okay. So, altogether, what did we learn, Ravo?
We, of course, experienced quite a lot during our week. So, I guess, as the guys already stated, we are not the students of RBS, but we did participate in the RBS what do you call it, program called Learn. Yeah, but there is a lot to say. But what got most me interested, and what I remember, and what I suggest you look for in a university or a high school, is that when during the week when I got to talk with graduates from RBS, they all left positive reviews. Like when face to face, away from Elsa, away from anyone who could grade us or anything, they gave actual positive reviews and feedback, which I can't say is the case for every university this far I've attended and talked to students. They usually are either not really positive or negative, but like RBS students were happy. They were okay with where they were now and what they gained from RBS, and that I suggest to you. That was really important to me, and I'd really suggest you take into consideration what you look for in a university. Yeah, that is what I learned and gained most. Of course, the program itself was really, really good, interesting. But what I also understand is that university is not what we experience, so it's a little different, because we got the really fun part, really concentrated in a really, really short period, while in university it's still a lot of math and other things you still have to study. So, but what we got was really, really interesting and nice, and this concentrated like matter of experiences was really rewarding. And if any of you get the chance to participate in this specific program, I really do suggest you apply. Right.
maybe anyone has any questions, especially the 11th and 10th graders who are here. Maybe you want to know something about anything. No? Only one. And 11th graders? None? None? Any questions? Because you are probably the only one who can apply to this, because the rest of you are already late. It happened in autumn, so this doesn't really apply to anyone else. Yes. No? 12th grade. Well, yes, but I suggest you look. What the program actually gave is that we got to understand. I don't really know where I'm going with this. Yeah.
Okay. I think that the fact that RBS is actually quite a small university, it is really, really a positive thing, because you can get to know everyone. And for example, Claudia is smiling and nodding and not nodding and not smiling at times, is what I'm saying. And even though I really like, I was here for only a week, I got to know him a little bit, and I can tell you that like this kind of almost personal interaction with the lecturers and the people you work here is really important, especially for you next managers, leaders, CEOs, and people in these positions where working with others is really important. And that's what you'll also, I believe, learn here, because we learned a lot of that in our little week. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, you probably already have an understanding that this is like a bit of a different university than compared to others, as we also mentioned, and the camp was actually kind of really similar in that sense, where I thought it would be just another camp where you go to have fun, meet new friends, whatever. But I actually, after just the 5 days that I was with the tutors and these awesome people, when I actually thought about it, I got so much from that, like insight on different businesses, like what goes on in a business, how do like actually fintechs or startups start, and all this knowledge that of course you probably can find out online or whatever, but hearing it in person and with, as already was mentioned, like with from people, when it comes from people with practical knowledge, is just a whole different thing, and you feel a whole different level of relevance, I guess, which it just makes the whole camp like I could say like the best thing of that happened in summer, but it didn't happen in summer, which was sad. Yeah, I'm sad you all can't experience it. It was really cool. So the 10th grader, I really hope you take your chances. Yeah, also. Anyone?
Going to SCB. That was quite interesting to see how the company works. They were separated, I think, in 8 segments, Yeah, something like that. And they had 8 leaders of each of these like smaller groups that were basically structured by themselves, and they worked independently, but at the same time as a company. It was very fun to go there to see the different people who are there, how they work with each other, what they do, how the leaders talk. It was very interesting to talk with the leaders. They were always smiling, happy, and they had these thoughts and asked questions, and they made points. And it was also one thing that made an impact on me is that people in big companies, they don't really see the smaller problems that we do. Basically, they had a problem. They presented a problem to us, and we had to solve it. And some of our solutions were very simple, but something that matters. And it's that big companies usually ignore these things, and it gave a good insight on how these companies work and why they ignore these things, because they think they're unimportant. But yeah, that was the most important part. Most interesting thing. English.
Something to say?
Right. Okay, if everyone answers, then also as well. what I liked most was the dynamic that we had so much to do. Like we had like okay, and then 90 minutes for this, and now boom, we have to go somewhere else. And this kind of packed experience that kind of I guess will translate later into your actual business lives and the whole experience that you have to get used to that. As for the particular event, I like the. Yeah, of course, when we visited the businesses and the companies, it was all interesting. But what I liked most, what was most educating to me, was actually the lecturers, because they showed us what it would be like, I guess, in a way, to actually listen to these lectures every day for the next couple of years while you study, and that is something really important. You have to know whether you're not that this is for you. And that's one of, for me, the most like the reasons to actually, not only for RBS but for every university, to try to get to go to these lectures and hear what they give to you, and that you can later use to understand what is and what isn't. Okay.
I'm not sure if I answered already, but I just wanted to add that, like also the first day when we came was basically all just getting to know each other, which was basically consisted of Claudio teaching us how to build our teams better, Stephanie also introducing all of us to ourselves, and was she a psychologist, the woman? Yeah, okay, so yeah, so it was just a really fun day when we already on the first day got to know everyone, so there weren't these awkward moments where like, I don't know, we actually never had a time where we don't have anything to do, but we could just talk, because we knew each other basically from the moment we met. So that was also a quite good thing, I guess. Anything to add? I think we have time. Yeah, perfect.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. What I have to add, that you haven't missed all your chances. If you would still like to see how it is to study here at Riga Business School, do you know what Ānu is? Shadow Day. We have Shadow Day every day. So you can come and shadow one of the students any day you want, any business day, of course. You just have to apply to me. If you know someone already studying here, you can say I want to shadow him or her, and we will take a look at their lecture schedule and choose the classes that you could be most interested in, and you can just go and sit in the classroom for one day and see how it is to study here if you feel like it would help you to make your decision to understand how it is to be here better. Okay, so this is where we are. Where's view? Why can't I find view? Okay, anyway. So why to study at Riga Business School? We will train your persuasive speaking skills. You will get solid skills in leadership and management. And you'll be pretty fluent in financial literacy. Let's move to the next part where you'll be able to meet our graduates. So we want you to not only to listen to me, I'm administering the program, but I think it is the best way how to get to know the program is actually to meet real people who have gone through it. That is why we bring so many people in, so you would have a chance to talk to people. Agnese and Mix will join us here in the classroom, and we will... Sorry if some technical things happen now. We will actually call one of our students who is studying in Norway, in BBA University. He got his double degree there, and now he has stayed there to get because he was offered a scholarship for master studies, so he is there. Agnes and Mix, welcome. Lūdzu, pa kurien jūs esat? Jā, jums tur jāsēž? Rolands? No, we are not there yet. Okay, while we call, maybe we can start already, okay? Since we are online, I would like to invite you to talk in the mic.
Hello, everyone. As you can already mention, we are the perfect team. The smart one and the cute one. So the smart one will do the talking.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Agnes, and I graduated Riga Business School last semester. So it's been only like a half of year, but I already can look back at my time. And what can I say is that in my well, hello Roland.
Hello, Agnes. Nice to see you again.
Go, go.
Do you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear you. And myself as well. That's going to be weird. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hi from Norja.
We will continue with Agnes and Mix because they already started speaking, and then we will get to you, okay?
No problem.
Okay, well, in my current path, where I'm pursuing my passion for marketing and content creation while working at Amaral, the luxury fashion brand, as a marketing manager, it constantly demands to apply the knowledges and skills that I gained during my studies at RBS, starting from the global and out of the box thinking to being able to apply the critical thinking to each task. And my story at RBS started when I desperately wanted to acquire international abroad experience, and when I decided to stay in Latvia, RBS just had it all. It had the international faculty, international environment, and a really individual approach to each student. So it was just a clear choice for me. And RBS goes way beyond lectures. When I look back at my time, one of the most valuable experiences that I gained was during my term when I served in Student Union as the head of culture division. And it was a real turning point for me in my self-growth because I faced a lot of challenges, successes, struggles, and even greater successes. Maybe in larger universities where you have a set, clear structure and extensive year-long experience, maybe it all comes a bit easier for you, but here you can become a real inventor. You have sometimes you had to make the greatest event or the greatest idea possible with only a 30 euro budget, but somehow you make it work because it isn't always easy in life as well. So RBS, it is not a regular university, I would say. Where else do you have a 72 hours straight long exam? I don't know if you have, if you still have it, but here you have a 72 hours straight long exam where you can come up with the most craziest and fun ideas and actually get to develop them. RBS is a platform, a network, an environment where it just urges you to become outstanding. It urges you to have the curiosity for new knowledge and new challenges. Just, yeah. I'm happy that I chose RBS, and if you have any questions, just feel free.
So, hello, once again. My name is Mix Gabdulians. I am from BBA 2, so I'm pretty old. Right now, well, I have already a few gray hair, but that's not from school. That's kind of born thing. So right now I'm being an auditor in KPMG. Well, to be honest, my hands are slightly shaking, but that's okay. So how exactly school helped me? Well, school provides tools. It gives opportunities to you as a students to learn, to apply them, to have kind of broaden experience from the professors, and right now I can easily apply those tools during my day-to-day work. I'm still studying during the work because that's how the Big Four works. you have to keep going on, keep to improve. Basically, that's also the thing I see here in school. I have also, well, if I compare how it was with us, I can actually see that school is growing, school is raising the standards. Well, I'm actually quite happy to see what's happening here. So, in addition, I decided to keep studying here at Masters. So, well, how everything started? Well, it was actually something like 2012 or 2013 when I first met Claudia at my school visit. Well, it was actually, it wasn't that like, hell yeah, I will go to RBS. It wasn't like that. Well, like most of the mass finance guys, I went for the Stockholm School of Economics. Well, I get to the interview, and then the failure question was like, what will you do if we are not kind of getting you here? And well, I was an honest guy, and I said, well, nothing much will change. Well, I have some opportunities, like I can be a lawyer, maybe I will end up being an engineer or a sailor. Well, the RBS was somewhere at the fourth place, so eventually I got admitted at the sailing academy that's there in the Boulder area. At RTU, the engineering of flights, airplanes, and as well as in Latvian University. I assume it was, yeah, it was lawyers. Yeah, but eventually I kind of end up here as I have already worked at Father Enterprise since 9th grade. So I was a weird kid, to be honest. I always will be, and kind of, I'm not shy to say that I'm weird, kind of in a good sense, and everybody understands that, well, my jokes might be dumb, but eventually this community accepts that. They understand that most of us can be different, and most of us can provide the difference during the education process, and that's what kind of builds the great community here. That's for introductory it. Roland, are you ready?
I'm ready. Do you hear me like this, or should I put it here?
We hear you, but it's better when it's closer.
Okay, yeah. Should I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so hi, my name is Roland. As you understand, I'm not in Riga. I'm currently in Oslo at BI Norwegian Business School, which maybe you have heard is a partner university for RBS. And so, starting from the beginning, how I chose RBS. So basically, that was not like my goal from the beginning, of course. Like as most of business students, I didn't know what I want to do. So there was this idea, yeah, I could continue my family business maybe, or do my own business or something. So what's the most universal thing to do? You go to a business school. So all these other options, SSC, or I could have gone to what's the other school next to SSC? Yeah, the other one, or RBS, a new institution that I did not know anything about, and I went to a few open days. I didn't have anyone speaking on the screen back then, but I remember Claudio, I remember Elsa being all friendly, as she always is, and I understood that that is something different. And of course, there was the risk, as it is maybe now as well in your perception, that it's a new program. It's quite a new institution. It's not tested on a lot of students before, as it is with, I don't know, University of Latvia or others. But I felt that this kind of a change, as also Mix said, that it's different here because we're different and we're not as weird. All of us are not as weird as Mix is, but but that's a joke, Mix. Don't be angry. But the point is that I understood that it's going to be a different learning experience. So my time at RBS, it was understood. I have written some of the main points that I wanted to communicate with you. So yeah, unlike any huge study institution, you make really strong connections with the people you study with, and these people, like, network and people are your most valuable assets, and that's what you get really stable here at RBS. next thing is the personal approach with the professors you can get. And you should use that here, because as I see RBS for myself, as what it was for me, it was a career opportunity generating vehicle because of four main things. Firstly, professors, because you can go up to them, talk whenever you want, call them after office hours or in the office hours, talk about jobs, projects, being a teacher, teaching assistant, anything else. And there's so many opportunities lying there. Getting their network for yourself in some advantageous way. All these opportunities are much more open here because in RBS. Because right now I'm in a university which has 14,000 students, and it's a little bit different. Of course, you can approach professors, you can approach people, but you're just one in the big, huge competitive crowd. And of course, it's also nice here being a master's student, which I'm not. But in RBS, it was a little bit more personal with the opportunity generation. Second thing is internships that you get, that RBS offers. Whenever, starting from year one, if you apply to RBS, whenever you have the opportunity to apply for something that interests you remotely, even it doesn't have to interest you 100%, take the risk and apply and do that. I understood that only from the second year, and I got an internship, and it opened up for me this, and it was international. It was in English, it was in an embassy, and took me out of my comfort zone. And understood, wow, I didn't use this thing for the first year at RBS, and Elsa was sending application proposals all the time. So that's what RBS provides you, and that's what you should use. And the last thing, partnering universities. My story, when I first came to RBS, I heard there's some Buffalo University, BI Region Business School. I didn't even look into that. I thought, yeah, like I'm gonna stay in my comfort zone, do the 3 years BBA, finish up, maybe go into my family business or apply to, I don't know, some job, like do the usual stuff. And then after first year, some people from our course decided, okay, we're gonna be a little bit more proactive. Like there was this course mate, Santa Pagel, and she said, yeah, we should go check out one of the partnering universities. Why not? I mean, we're not gonna go for the double degree, but we can check it out. So we checked it out. We came here. We understood, wow, this is something unbelievable. Like studying, having the opportunity to study in this kind of an institution and having a double degree from here. And we applied. We were, what was it, 5 people, I think, who applied. We all got accepted. We spent double degree year here. I did a shipping management and logistics specialization. And that was the best decision of my life. Like I did not plan that. I did not focus on that in the beginning of BBA, and that's how opportunities got generated all the time for me in RBS. So I got an international internship here in a big shipping company last year. Now I decided I'm gonna apply for, like in the last semester, I applied for the master's degree. I got accepted. I was lucky enough to have a scholarship as well. Being an RBS student from Latvia, which is not the best known university in the world, but still, you can always find some opportunities. And that's all thanks to my decision to go to RBS. So right now I'm here in Oslo, living, studying, pursuing an international career. Started off without much of an idea of what I would like to do, the family business or something else. Right now I'm interested in management consulting. I'm doing Master of Science in Business, majoring in strategy. And maybe it's going to be connected to shipping. Maybe it's going to be connected to sustainability, which I'm really interested in, environmental challenges and stuff like that. So that's my story, more or less. And at the end, I would like to tell you that, like for me, I didn't have a passion, and maybe I still don't have a passion, but you just develop your passion while you're on the way, and you do a trial and error. You try something more, you go out of your comfort zone, and RBS can be a great platform to start doing that. Any questions?
Can I ask you, what is the hardest thing studying at BI?
The hardest thing studying at BI, the biggest challenge. Well, I would say when I went for the double degree, for example, the biggest challenge and the biggest change from RBS was that most of the subjects, the grades of most of the subjects are 100% or 80% based on the final exam. So unlike in RBS, where you can have some points for attendance, have some points for just showing up, doing assignments, working hard. Here, you had to learn a lot by heart, and that was the biggest challenge. And it was a great experience having the first 2 years from RBS with the continuous evaluation and all the assignments and all the late nights with our course mates, with Agnes on Excel courses and other stuff. But at the same time here, this experience, it was completely different. And it was a lot of risk that, okay, if you fail the final exam, you're going to be screwed. If you do good on it, you get an A or a B. But yeah, but the biggest challenge comes if you apply for a master's degree. Then you understand that you have almost no life, at least in the first semester. But it's worth it. It's worth it. You can ask anything about life. If somebody is interested in, yes, if somebody remotely would consider or doesn't know yet about Norway or Oslo, you can ask anything about life in Norway, or you can later give my contact to some people as well, and the school, country, whatever. The weather here is not so bad. Snow was, in Riga, it was snowing faster than in Oslo, so don't think about Norway as the country or Oslo as the city behind the polar circle. It's not that bad.
Yes, you already have snow in Oslo. I saw that Lara had posted a picture of snow.
Yeah, but today it was 9 degrees and it almost melted, so not too much of a north city.
What about the people in Oslo? Who are they like? How? He lived in Latvia before, yep? Can he hear me?
Can you repeat the question from zero? Now I can hear.
Okay. What are people in Oslo like? Are they like the people in Latvia, or kind of some different thing?
When I came to Oslo, I was told, be careful, like not be careful. Yeah, be careful. It's gonna be completely different from wherever you are. People are unsocial. They are mean and all that stuff. And I thought, wow, I have to be careful. But as an international person, I was greeted here really well. And actually, I think Norwegian people are pretty great. Like once you have a Norwegian friend, it's gonna be a friend for life. And of course, there's this awkward notion between Norwegian people, which they have sort of put a burden on themselves that, well, we're antisocial and we're mean, but once we get some beers, 2, 3, then we're gonna be great people. So there's always everywhere. If you come here, there's always everywhere gonna be this aspect that yes, you have to have some drinks with Norwegians. I'm not promoting alcohol here, but that's just a fact. But in general, I would say it's not that bad as they say, and it's all about yourself. Once you reach out to Norwegians, which are a little bit maybe not so confident in being friendly to foreigners, once you do that yourself, it's quite nice and it's quite. And BI is extremely international, so you'll meet 60, 70 other nationalities under the Norwegian.
Immigrant or something.
Can you repeat that, please? I didn't hear the first part.
You are not immigrant anymore, or?
Was the question, am I not an immigrant anymore?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Am I like a native already?
Yeah.
Well, since I have blonde hair, people think that I'm a native, so they say, yeah, you're Norwegian probably. But yes, of course, if you come here, I suggest you consider learning Norwegian, for example, because that's like if you would like to stay here maybe for longer, and as in any country, you're going to be treated completely different if you start speaking Norwegian or show initiative. But other than that, if you learn some, even if you don't speak the language, but if you just learn some cultural things, appreciate their culture, and communicate with them, you're not going to be considered immigrant or something. They're going to invite you in their house. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's actually true. Well, I almost forgot that. But yes, I would have to leave soon. So if there are any more questions, I could ask if answer a few. If no, then I will leave.
It was good seeing you, Roland.
Yes, I haven't seen too much of you, Agnes, but it was good hearing you at least. So, how is it going? How is alumni life in Latvia?
Well, it's treating us well. We are busy, but
Yeah.
it's normal.
I mean, how I see that I think alumni from RBS, including our year and other years, we are kind of showing that RBS is a good place where to start because look at Agnes, she's in Amorale now. Look at Elvis, he's in DNB. Like there are people in good companies, in good positions, and building their careers up. Mix in Big Four already for some time, as other people like Michelis. So there's a lot of alumni that you can get inspiration from, and we after RBS we have a nice jump start, I think.
Yeah,
So
you didn't mention
you should.
where you're working at.
Right now I took a. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, that's all right. Continue.
Yeah, no. This semester I took for this semester I took a break from that. But last year I worked in last semester here in Norway. I worked in a big shipping company that was quite amazing. It's company's turnover 3 billion euros a year and doing global operations, working in English, not even Norwegian. Right for next year, also some ideas where I could end up. But there's so many opportunities here that you just have to use them. Thank you for inviting me. That was like looking at the students. Future looks bright. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah.
Or we can finish the official part and go and have some snacks maybe, and then you can ask some questions to them or to us. All right?
Yeah, you can
So yeah,
approach us
that's it
private.
from us, I think.